Day of the Elimination Battle. I trust your preparations went smoothly. I turned to the voice coming from behind me. He wears the clothes of a priest, which in the end only makes his snide tongue more jarring. Come to the first floor when you're ready. You can do something trifling, like stop by the commissary if needed. Apparently finished, he opens the door and lets himself out. Preparation for the elimination battle. I should go to the chapel in the commissary. Or I could go to my personal room and sort out my information on the enemy servant. Then, once that's in order, I go to where Kotomine is. Hey everyone, welcome back to more Fate Extra. Today is it, the elimination battle. After multiple adventures into the arena and learning a lot about our opponent, and probably we put in much more work than we did with Shinji and Ryder. Regardless, the day has to come eventually. It's time to fight Dan and his servant. Although not yet, because we ourselves have lots to do. First of which being the commissary. You actually don't need to buy anything. Chapel. Actually, in the end, I only have enough for this. It's not even enough to drink any stats. At least I don't think there is. I also want to focus on magic all of a sudden, but yeah, you've been dumping everything here. We got enough for nothing. Okay, stand corrected. Guess we'll raise that. And, I was originally going to just... I think we're good enough with strength already. We don't need any more. Besides, its other stats are important as well. Excuse me, I didn't want to do any more grinding than was needed off camera. Jeez. I don't even know if you can hurl that. My mic's acting weird. Anyways, now that that's all done, I guess there's only really one thing we can do. Hi, Saber. Got her nice flowers and everything. Got anything you need to say? No, same thing as always. Alright, time to organize information. Alright, let's review the information we have. Dan Blackmore. Our opponent this time is a veteran soldier. Since I could never hope to make up 10 years of experience in a week, he's clearly got the advantage. I'm the inferior master, but when it comes to servants, his servant's class is... Past me, Archer. That day in the arena, the servant fired a poison arrow at me. That kind of precise marksmanship was enough to tell me the enemy's class is Archer. It's also clear that said shot had severed some kind of bond between master and servant. Dan forbid his servant to use his bow to fire poison arrows. That bow is his noble phantasm called... The name of the noble phantasm that Dan forbid his servant from using was... U-bow. The name of the servant's unerring bow is the U-bow. After Archer wielded it in the prep period, Dan utilized a command seal to disable its further use, telling him to fight fairly. Fighting face-to-face with honor and pride. Seeing as how Archer fought so differently in life, of course he doesn't get its master's values. The girl who helped me deduce that was the stargazing beauty from the third floor, Ronnie. With the remains of Archer's arrows, she showed me in the forest he held dear. The name of that forest was Sherwood Forest. Yay! Maxed out. Right, it was Sherwood Forest. And there's only one heroic spirit who was active there. Robin Hood. There's zero doubt as to the enemy's archer's true name. Even with his true name and taking into account the discord between master and servant, can I win? Our servants are pretty evenly matched, so if I step on my game as master, yeah, that's enough for discussion right now. And since we know all that, we got a couple of new pieces of information. Wrong button. It's this one. True name, Robin Hood. Character background. While the origins of the legend of the chivalrous thief who dwelt in Sherwood Forest are a subject of constant and spirited debate, it is generally acknowledged that there was an actual person who held the name Robin Hood, and that he died at the hands of his aunt, the Prioress of Kirkless, who is believed to have bled him to death in the guise of administering aid for his wounds. However, many of the exploits attributed to him are a curious amalgamation of Celtic, Greek, and Druid mythologies. One of the most persistent of the Robin Hood legends identify him as a faceless hero who was born from the prayers of the residents of the British Isles. Wary of the seemingly countless incursions and invasions of their country, he may ask the heavens for someone to fight off the foreign invaders. A concurrent legend pegs Robin Hood as a representation of the Green Man, a spirit of the woods who would carry out the actions and deeds that the common layperson cannot. It was this belief that transformed the name into a title assumed by a number of nameless, faceless heroes who took up the mantle of protecting the people. Those who assume the identity of Robin Hood tend to be be conflicted young men, incredibly virtuous and honorable, yet always working out of the shadows like an assassin or thief. There always seems to be a slight tinge of cowardice to their makeup. To cover up the self-loathing that also seems to be part of every Robin Hood's personality, they all uniformly adopt a somewhat combative and dissertative attitude. And though every person to adopt the Robin Hood persona truly values life above all else, they have little intense appreciation for their own. Like the original Robin Hood, he is under the protection of the fairies and is well versed in the archaic lore of the Druids. And like all of the defenders of the forest, his knowledge of naturally occurring medicines and poisons is second to none. That's good to know, at least. Don't really know how that'd help us, but, it's something. Well, there's only one thing left to do now, isn't there? I said we were going to do it immediately, but now that I think about it slightly more, let's go over things that we'd probably need. First off, we probably don't need Shockwave First Strike. It's a skill that helps us out in the field, but since we're not going to be doing any field search, we're going to need to focus on things that primarily help with, actual combat. We'll also remove the durable gym clothes just so we can get more chance to think about it. Standard boys uniform and durable gym clothes just increases mana, which is mana, same thing. We don't need shock first wave strike because again, that's only working on field attacks. Which leaves us with a couple of things. We have the Fortune Key with Gain Luck. We have Monocle Saint with View Stats. We have the Aromatic Hood with Cure. We have the Phoenix Scarf with Heal. And we have the Exorcist, this Blade with Hack. Now, out of all of these, Saint Monocle's not important. And we don't need to learn Robin Hood's stats. Nor do we think we're going to need any luck in this fight. While healing may be good, I think the two things that I would recommend the most... Well, first off, for any fight, bring the Exorcist Blade. Basically, if the enemy decides to use any skill, just make them don't. It's that simple. Second off, for this fight in particular, we should bring the aromatic wood, since it cures poison, paralysis, and curse. Since we know for a fact that Robin Hood uses poisons, it's probably best we take this along with us. Even if it doesn't make up for our own MP, I think it'd still be nice to have. And with that, I think we're ready. You will now enter the Colosseum and confront the opposing master. Are you ready? Remember, the one way to leave the Colosseum is to win. If you're ready, I will open the gate. I am. The way to the Colosseum is now open, young master. I wish you the best of luck, and hope that you will return. Remember, it's kill or be killed. Doors open. Is made of stone. However, statues make poor conversation partners. Hey, servant! You look like a clown. So put on a little show for us. Let us see your tricks, or hear a poem. Huh? What's the point of talking to someone about to jump into their grave? Hello? I'm about ready to chew my arm. Hello? I'm about ready to chew my arm off to get away from Grumpy here. Guy doesn't even and bark on purpose. I'm good enough trying to make small talk with him. Hey, Enemy Master, why don't you try talking to Grumplestiltskin over here? Why do you fight? There's no why anymore. Once one enters this battlefield, they only fight to achieve their objective. The soldier does not need, cannot have a reason to fight. That is how things were when I was a soldier. Though my life has changed much since that time, I never needed why. He's right. Don't you hate it when you're right? Don't you hate it when you're right? Like I said, this guy's a steel trap. Thanks for trying to pry him open. I can respect the pride and experience of a veteran army general. He's a fine opponent. In fact, I sympathize with such a prestigious man for being saddled with an impish heroic spirit. Are you of honorable origins? It's because your master cuts a better figure as a servant than you. I wish. My master's so straight-laced is that an atypical heroic spirit like me gets tied up in knots. I'll let you on a little secret. Not all of us heroic spirits were noble in life. That would be boring. Oh, and on the up note, be careful you don't get, from behind again. Heroes do not necessarily need to be noble, but their lives must be brimming with glory and beauty. At any rate, you seem to be an archer assassin. I have experience with conducting assassinations. But my master's not cut out for such methods. Besides, this is a war, not politics. This is domestic strife I'm sensitive of. You don't care for surprise attacks, Master? How far is Duke fall? Foul play? Any tricks? No, I don't. And so tight. Along with that, don't get carried away, Archer. All that getting away, Master? Plundering our enemies is for entertainment right before the battle. Yes, that is excessive. Dave, correct! If you don't like it, then go put a helmet to match the armor and drown out the sound. I want to talk to your enemies. Why don't you listen in? Or what kids these days are into. Because if you got any more ancient, they'd have to put you in a museum. Poorly phrased advice is duly noted. A mutual understanding will come out on the battlefield. Oh, you have no idea what it's like. You have no idea how it would have fun. All this killing. A guy's got to unwind. A bowstring that's wound two tight snaps. Isn't that right? I have nothing against fun. Right! Life's hella hard. Life's hella hard, and then you die. If you don't enjoy yourself, then you'll just die miserable. You never gain the proper attitude to fight. Why not, Master? Things would be so much easier for us if we just accept life has its fun parts. I'd go whoosh. I don't even know how to pronounce that. Go on that unbendable back force. That's how an archer should fight. I have to be nimble on my feet. Need chivalry and ideology, or else I have to be light on my feet. Chivalry and ideology, or else stiff and would slow me down. Listen, archer. We will fight as I direct. And again. Fine, I get it. Your wish is my command. Drop something. That's my master for you. Can't keep his chivalry in his pants. And even with a kid like you around. I just wish you understood that not everyone can take pride in their lives. Yeah, sorry about that. Dropped something. You said something, Archer? Sorry, it was my own terminal. Sudden rumbling snapping out of the opponent's words. For sudden rumbling snapping out of the spellmate, the opponent's words would put me under. Grab the battlefield. Time to fight a warrior of unparalleled determination. Come. Let's go, Archer. The time has finally come to embrace the battlefield once again. Very similar to the first area. But instead of like a ship, it's more ruins. All will be set here, Archer. Said it. About time we gave this snooty princess her just desserts. Princess? Did you just call me a princess? You'll not leave this place alive. That is empress to you. I'm a grown woman, and I hold you accountable. My master addresses me as princess. That's the part you found offensive. Aren't you a little too gung-ho about your master? Quiet, you! How dare you insinuate something when I'm not resolved on the matter myself? Saber? Okay. That's right. My master's mediocre in both performance and appearance. Hey. So, I suppose my master's efforts up to this point ain't deserved praise. See a commoner rise against the mighty sets my heart racing. My master's out of your master's league. Your master's already as good as dead. Because my master, in spite of his lack of experience, works so hard. It looks adorable trying. Aw. Thanks, Saber. I think that's a compliment. You may think my master is a chick, if with me by his side. You may think my master is a chick, and it's undeniable that anyone next to me would look so. But both me by his side, my master will grow into a big, strong bird. But your master, dying raven, do you have the strength to fly? Insight is keen. I hear you're a tyrant in life, but I see you deserve the heroic spirit. He's so humble, master. He had a wish too. No one has the right to scoff at that. Shut your trap, Saber! Unless you want me to nail your tongue to the roof of an arrow. I'm relieved by your words. Beneath your impudence, you care for your master as deeply as I care for mine. Whenever you're ready, Hunter, I'll raise your Sherwood Forest. Die by the sword. already holding your hands.
正面から切り合うか終止替えかあーちゃん
ああ水郷なマスターに当てられてなだがまあこれはこれで楽しいぜ
その通りだアーチャーお前の力はどの英霊にも見劣りはしない
Alright, the fight against Archer. As we saw from our technically only real fight against him, Archer does have a couple of tricks up its sleeve. So we're gonna have to be careful. I think something like this is about right. Alright. Yeah, gain strength. Okay, so that is something we have to worry about from Blackmore over there. Being able to give his servant into strength boost.
こいつは楽勝だな旦那
まだだ最後まで引き金から手を離すなアーチャー
And while we haven't seen it yet, we do know that he does also have something in store. Also, wow, 3 guards? It's... we don't have the one for guard. We have one for attack and we have one for break, but the one with guard is all out for lead right now. That now would probably be the chance to... Yep, the poisoned arrow. Every second. You gotta be careful because on the second turn. It's most likely poisoned arrow. In fact, it probably most likely is. In fact, it is. However, we came to this fight prepared, so we got like half his HP already.
その割には顔が笑っているぞアーチャー
Okay. I would recommend guarding like every second turn, just to make sure that he doesn't do anything. And speaking of which, might also be good to guard on the last turn as well. Except he can also break attack, which is something that you also have to use. The chain of 3 is that means it's an extra attack as well. No. Man, Archer isn't really doing too well here, is he? I mean, realistically, if we want, we can end this fight now. So I'm going to. If you have the ability to crush your opponent, you might as well. Okay, the guard's a little bit of a problem, but who cares? We're fine. That I neglected to take my own advice, and now we're poisoned. And under normal circumstances, as seen from the top right corner, that's his trigger for the phantasm, isn't it? Luckily for me, yeah, we're gonna die. He's gonna die before we even get a chance to see it. Slightly disappointing, but well, I'm not here to showcase everything just yet. I'm here to win. Heal the enemy a finishing blow. Feels like I'm watching in slow-mo. Hushin as Archer's chest is impaled. Dan Blackmore looks dazed. He's staring at Saber as if my servant is some divine being. Crazy. Lose. My master has more ability and more determination than you. So how? We've seen this happen last time. Archer. Seems I still lacked experience. I doubted myself too greatly in this tournament. Seems having a reason to fight is not the same as truly believing in that reason. I never doubted my desire to be a warrior, but then life's given me regrets. I wanted the Holy Grail to bring back my late wife. What a silly delusion. whole life, I praised myself for giving up my individual feelings and aspirations like a good soldier. At the very end, did I dare to have my own goals, decide to abandon my military life? I can't believe I was trying to fight against just a man. It's foolish of me to pit my pride as a knight against my feelings as a person. So foolish. I just wanted to get back what I had lost before the end. But which one I wished for? My late wife? Or the person I was before I became a soldier? The night falls into silence. Both he and his servants start to disintegrate. I'm surprised. When you unleashed your final attack, I had no doubt in myself. You had no doubt, not even in yourself. Even though you can't describe what it is yet, there must be something. There must be something that gives you a purpose. I wish to bring back the dead was nothing to boast about. But your trials are many. Keep living, young one. Your struggles will steal your determination. Now, I apologize that you have to see me like this, but I'm at peace in my defeat. Because, for the first time, I am the ground from which a youth of a bright future might grow. His final smile was beaming. Dan Blackmore's face was no longer stern, but kind and grandfatherly.
すまねえな、旦那。
Sorry, Master. I knew I was cut out for a fair fight. You needed someone better than a charlatan like me. I'm sorry. Another servant would have failed you like this. No. I am the one to blame, Archer. Restricting your actions was selfish and damaging to your dignity. Well, late for that now, Master. You have no idea the torment you've been putting me through. Why are you apologizing anyway? You make me sound like a moron here. Why do you care about me? Whether we win or lose, I still vanish at the end. I mean, I did have a wish of my own, but I was more interested in having a good time. Gotta tell you, it's been rather boring to fight for you, Master. There's something else to apologize for. A warrior's pride must have held no value to you. As long as they don't have to do it every day, please change your pace. Boring as it's been, Green Knight was a healthy thing for me to try, you know? Oh, although I was never given a chance. Oh, well, I was never given a chance. I've always wanted to try being a badass knight. And Archer looked down as if in embarrassment. Mumbles under his breath, as if he didn't want us to hear. So really, don't apologize. We had a good run. There's nothing to feel ashamed about that. Jeez. I didn't even think I'd be able to pull off a single battle in this stupid tournament. In life, I had everything I wanted. Wealth, fame, friendship, success, but fair fight was the one thing I never had. Well, it's okay. I did something I was never able to do. Archer! He said it was the end. Moments later, he vanished. Looked at peace. He lived his life in the shadows, protecting his village without acknowledgement. In his final moments, it seemed that he found a way to get beyond the bitterness he felt. I'm sorry. Thank you, Archer. What? Can I trouble you to listen to the dying words of an old man? Yeah, surely not, man. From here on out, no matter what enemy you may encounter, or who you may have to defeat, feel it. Think about it. Process it. Accept your doubts. Don't be crippled by them. Above all, accept the consequences of your actions, and turn all you learn and feel into his strength. Wait until the end to think. You'll end up with regrets. If possible, I'd like you to get meaning from your battles. Through combat, find the reason you fight. Reason you can't lose. Find your answers. It's your responsibility to have the answers when you survive this war. Do you understand, Rising Star? Don't forget. Finally, able to see her again. It's been too long, Anne. Ah! You make me feel bad for Shinji, but you also make me feel bad for this woman this man in a different way. Sorry, I'm reading words that I'm not supposed to. Ah! He whispers a woman's name, spoken in a hopeful tone. As ants are warming his heart, Dan Blackmore disappears. Hard smash cut, okay. Praetor, your growth is lacking. And you have yet to use... Praetor, your growth is lacking and you have yet to use my power to its fullest. Last master was disgraceful. This master was a seasoned warrior. Even though you emerged victorious from the battle of his servant, you are still green. However, truly, it is not if nothing was gained. I've seen the look of a warrior pass over your face. Even though Saber's criticisms harsh, your praises are sweet. I don't know what the look of a warrior is, but if I've changed. Dan wasn't... Did you happen to gain any impression from fighting him? I don't know. I see. If you believe as such, it is all well and good. I will see what you have or have not gained in this fight to come. Next battle. Right, there was a third round, and then a fourth, and so on. I'm still kind of lost. But if that's the path before me, then I owe it to the lives lost so far to keep fighting. Right or wrong, that's one way to think about things. Nighttime. And that was week 2. Now we have all the information about Robin Hood. As before, let's take a little time to read. I'll move out the way so you have a chance to read. Alright, now with that, let's actually read things. Class, Archer. Master, Dan Blackmore. Your name, Robin Hood. Noble Phantasm, the Holy Bow of Supplication, Yubo. Keywords, Sherwood Forest and Faceless King. Also known as No Face May King. Or just Faceless May King. Strength C, Defense C, Agility B, Magic B, Luck B, Anti-Magic D, Independence A, and Subversion A, also known as Subterfuge. Holy Bow of Supplication, Yubo. The wood used to make the Yubo wielded by the servant was taken from a specific tree located in the forest to use as the base of operations. It has the power to identify and amplify any impurities, both physical and mental, causing them to explode with incredible force. New trees have many mystical and religious connotations attributed to them by self-addicted beliefs, and the act of making a bow from the wood of yew was seen as a contract to become one with the forest. It was also believed that yew trees served as signposts for deceased to guide them through the afterlife. This connection between the yew and death that caused the servant to remark that he wanted to be buried where his final arrow fell. To nobody's surprise, it landed at the foot of the yew tree where he first got the wood to make his bow. Sherwood Forest. In the distant past, it was the forest said to be the place where a famous chivalrous three fought against the tyranny of John, Richard Lionheart's younger brother and ruler of Absentia, while Richard was away on the Crusades. It was also a forest that, according to Druid beliefs, is where the fairies live. Faceless King, also known as No-Face May King. Also known as the Faceless May King. A king without form who, according to Celtic tradition, appears in the May Day festival that follows the festival of Valentine. He is also seen as a personification of nature who used copious amounts of green and brown in his clothing in order to completely blend in with his surroundings. Anti-magic. D. Magic resistance. Cancels single action spells. It also bestows magic resistance equal to that normally provided by a physical talisman such as an amulet. Independence. A. Independent action. This ability allows him to remain independent by rejecting any kind of support from his master. When skill reaches A, he can remain in the world for a full week, even if his master were to be defeated. Subversion. A. Also known as subterfuge. Or sabotage. This skill allows one to seriously reduce their enemy's might before facing them in battle. While it is an ability used by those who mastered the arts of setting traps. Upon achieving A in this skill, one can disable almost 60% of their enemy's forces before they get the chance to advance. However, the higher the ranking of the skill, the lower one's reputation as a hero becomes. Which would explain what happened back in day... I think it was day 3, right? That one where he tried to assassinate us. Character background. While the origins of the legends of the chivalrous three who dwell in the Sherwood Forest are a subject of constant and spirited debate, it is generally acknowledged that there was an actual person and who held the name Robin Hood, and that he died at the hands of his aunt, the prioress of Kirklis, who believed to have bled him to death in the guise of administering aid for his wounds. However, many of the exploits attributed to him are curious amalgamations of Celtic, Greek, and Druid mythologies. One of the most persistent into the Robin Hood legends identify him originally as a faceless hero who was born from the prayers of residents of the British Isles. He's wary of the seemingly endless incursions and invasions of their homeland and country, yet they ask the heavens for someone to fight off the foreign invaders. The concurrent legend pegs Robin Hood as a representation of the Green Man, a spirit of the forest who could carry out the actions and misdeeds of the common layperson. That the common layperson could not. It was this belief that transformed the name into a title assumed by a number of nameless, his faceless heroes who took up the mantle of protecting the people. Those who assume the identity of Robin Hood tend to be very conflicted young men, incredibly virtuous and honorable, yet always working out of the shadows like an assassin or thief. There seems to be a slight tinge of cowardice to their makeup. To cover the self-loathing, thing that also seems to be part of every Robin Hood's personality, they all uniformly adopt a somewhat combative and derisive attitude. And though every person to adopt Robin Hood's persona truly values life above all else, they have very little appreciation for their own. Like the original Robin Hood, he is under the protection of the fairies and is well versed in the arcanic lore of the Druids, and like all defenders of the forest, his knowledge of naturally occurring medicines and poisons is second to none. Robin Hood. Just one of the many young men to take up the title, this particular incarnation was a virtual outcast, living on the fringes of the village located near the spot where his parents had died. Almost against his will, he was caught up in a battle to repel an attack. By a nearby lord's army and successfully led those who fought by his side to victory. As he never identified himself during the course of the fight, he was referred to as the mythical Green Man by the villagers he had helped to save. The only child of a wandering druid, he was orphaned at a very young age when both of his parents died suddenly. As the son of a druid, he instinctively knew how to survive in the forest and was able to communicate with spirits known as fairies. It was this ability that made him an outcast in his village, as the villagers were suspicious of his powers and accused him of being possessed. Although the villagers held no love for him, nor he for them, he felt obligated to help them in any way he could. While success is against the tyrant of the local lord, it's to spur. While success is against the tyrant and the local lord, it's to spur him on in the hopes of which. And the hopes and wishes of the villager pinned to his deeds, he took up the bone mantle to become the latest incarnation of Robin Hood. And like those who came before him, he dressed in clothes of Lincoln green, armed himself with a bow of view, and surrendered his identity and true self for the good of others. However, no good deed goes unpunished. And the villagers quickly turn on him in hopes of channeling the anger into the local nobility away from. However, no good deed goes unpunished, and the villagers quickly turned on him in hopes of channeling the anger of the local nobility away from them and onto this mysterious rogue who rampaged through the forest, claiming that they had no knowledge of who he was, nor did they ever claim to be thankful for his help in preserving the village. Even though the people he vowed to protect turned on him, he continues to protect and assist them from the shadows. With every poisoning, every ambush, his reputation as a coward and criminal grew, despite his honorable intentions. After 2 years of almost constant fighting, he was eventually betrayed and assassinated by one of the local lords whose ires he raised. It was this young man who fought so that others could lead the quiet life he dreamed of that joined the ranks of heroic spirits. Found worthy to fight in the Holy Grail Wars. It's a completely different take of the actual Robin Hood character that we've all known from like Disney and stuff. It's interesting. I like this guy. And that's the end of week 2. There's not much more I can say about that, honestly. I ended up really liking Archer and I guess also Dan by extension. It was nice. It was a good change of pace from what happened with Shinji. Actually, no, it's really similar now that I think about it. Oh, well, that's not really important right now. What is important right now is that, and we've reached the end. Next time on Fate Extra, we're going to head straight into week 3. See you guys then. Bye.
生存のための搾取、繁栄のための決断。その行為は野蛮ではあるが、否定することもまたできない。死の淵でこそ得るものもあるだろう。
This is strange. The 3rd floor. Alright. That's a lot of dead bodies. Wait. All of a sudden, the hairs on the back of my neck rise for taking my eerie chill. I don't even have the time to call my servant or brace myself. Flung backwards as if by an invisible hand. There's a wall behind. I'm gonna crash! Wait. What? Where am I? Instead of colliding with the wall, I'm surrounded and suddenly find myself in unfamiliar surroundings. My head's spinning trying to keep up, but it seems like I was able to teleport somewhere else. Hey, I'm getting deja vu. This is the arena that was used twice. The details are different, but the framework's the same. This really is the Coliseum. There must be an enemy nearby. Now that's freezing my breath hitches when I realize this. What the fuck? Hello? I look around and see a sinister man with a piercing eyes. He's wearing clothing that looks to flame. Go numb fear. He intends to kill me. How much is unmistakable? It's like death personified. The assassins. And no doubt he is one. If I take my eyes off him for 1 second, I'm a goner.
脆弱にも程がある。魔術師とはいえ、ここまで非力ではデクにも劣ろう。運をくびり殺すのも飽きた。多少の手応えが欲しいところだ。小僧、お主はどうか。
Oh. What is that? There. We love you, Saber! Oh, a spirited one. I'm glad you came this way, boy. What a shame. We're running out of time. So some limits to save your life. Hopefully we'll fight again someday. I'm looking forward to it. Wait, what? I realize I'm standing where I was originally. But I'm not out of the woods yet. Things are still pretty bizarre. Even though the hallway looks normal, there's an ominous weight to the air. Someone like you managed to evade that. Not a sound. Black-clad teacher appears just a few meters in front of me. Didn't we already deduce to this fact that this guy wasn't a teacher? Didn't we already deduce the fact? Like, didn't we hear Leos talk about that he was his brother? Am I making that up? Am I making that up? Sinister's eyes from a mop of black hair direct a piercing gaze my way. You're a small friend. After his pure servant or hidden abilities. By the way, you managed to survive the demon's fist. The man's aura completely changes. It sharpens, honing into a point as if it were a wig of blade. I'm directed straight at me. What's ideal to dispatch you here? Looking at my neck. The swift drops off my chin. It's still towards me. You're a psychopath. You're the psychopath who's been killing masters after school. I thought so. Hi, Ren. The girl really close to Pierce out of this classroom where no one should have been.
Kisama.
Rin Tosaka. My reputation precedes me. See, the intelligence network of the Harway Foundation has been busy. Although I'm pretty hard to miss. You tell me, Julius Bellis Carway, since you're from the Foundation's counterterrorism unit. Counterterrorism? Why, do you like fight terrorism with terrorism? Kuzuki answers to the name of Julian and smiles thinly. I misread that. His name is Julius. Why did he say Julian? It's risky of you to save an enemy. You intend to make this boy your ally? Absurd. It got nothing to do with us. In fact, why haven't you killed them yet? I'll be laughing when you end up stabbed in the back, terrorist. A cruel smile plays over his lips as he continues walking towards the end of the hallway. He sends a cold glance my way. So, called Hawk. I shall remember this. It is Predatory pupils still trained on me, and the man disappears into the wall as if melting. So you just have the ability to do that? Wow. He's been hacking the system's character profiles to his heart's content. I see. If an unscrupulous enemy like that, I better be on my guard at all times in school. The girl starts talking to herself after the man has faded away. Then she turns towards me. She has a cold look in her eyes. Not all that different from the look in Julius's eyes. What's with that look? I didn't come to save you. I wanted to say hello to the Harway's assassin. Or my enemy too. It's not like I care if you died now. I'm impressed you made it past the second round. I didn't think you had it in you. I mean, you've kind of had a rough... you've kind of had a rough time of it. That's why Hey, saying. Later then. Be careful not to lose the life if that just got safe. Good for you in the third round. Thanks, Ren. The girl smiles briefly before rushing off. God damn, I'm tired of this. You know what, for real this time, just see you guys later. I don't even know what I'm gonna just take a nap down here, guys. Don't mind me. See you guys then. See you next time. Bye.